I'm here with Felicia Huber, and you are the race director with Hood to Coast. So you're responsible for all of the races, Hood to Coast, as well as the race series. I'm exhausted thinking about all the responsibilities that you have to do. Walk me through what that's like, and what are your responsibilities?
Well, I have to say we have an amazing team. So we have 10 really hardworking people, but for myself, a lot of what I do is logistics related. So it goes everything from start line all the way 199 miles to the finish, from equipment, solidifying 36 different permits, meeting with all kinds of different community organizations and agencies along the way. And then it's the details. You know, I pride myself, and yet I also, to my own detriment, I'm a perfectionist. So it's the details for me that count. And, you know, documenting everything that we possibly can. So,
now, how do you do that? Because you guys now have Israel,
yeah.
China, Taiwan. Are you responsible for all of that as well?
Well, we collaborate with different companies in each of those different areas. So, for example, in China, we work with a group called Star Sports, and that was actually co-owned and founded by Yao Ming, NBA All-Star. And his company works directly with us, and we collaborate on all of the logistics. So I talk with them, you know, pretty frequently. I would say probably every other day, and we're working on logistics for the race in China as well as Taiwan and Israel.
Now you can run faster than him, right?
I hope so. Yeah.
So, but you're also president and chairwoman. So
Yes.
what are those responsibilities for you?
For me, it's overseeing the overall brand and scope of what Hood to Coast has become and what it's becoming internationally, as well as our one-day relays and where we're going to expand, what we want our mission and our message to be. And then we want to be overall creating healthy lifestyles, but doing it in a way that's entertaining and fun for people. Because everybody could go out and go for a run, but not everyone has the ability to come together in a group type setting and really share their memories, get to know one another on a very intimate level. And I feel like that's what Hood to Coast does. So it's creating that messaging and really overseeing the long-term scope of where we want to be.
So from that perspective, why don't you share a little bit more about who you are, what are your passions outside of Hood to Coast,
Yeah.
and what's your background?
Okay. So I grew up with Hood to Coast. My background, I was 3 months old with the first race.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It's kind of, so I always know how old I am. But my background is actually in running. I was into track, basketball, and cross country growing up. And then I love hiking, I love traveling. So having the international component now with the Hood to Coast events, it's kind of a dream come true for me because I love to travel. So I get to combine running, work with travel and experiencing these new cultures. So, so far I've traveled to about 25 countries, but I hope to see many, many more. And then I love, my husband and I both have kind of an odd thing, but we have to have Indian food in every country we go to. I love Indian food, so doing that, and then spending time with our son. So we have a 5.5-year-old little boy named Declan, and he just started kindergarten. So spending time with him, and then I like to be outside. So spending time with my family is really important to me.
So Hood to Coast is, I mean, everyone wants to get a part of that.
Yeah.
But talk to me about all of the other race series that you have, and what's the benefit for people to be a part of those, and how does it help them train for also Hood to Coast?
Yeah, so the one-day relays are fantastic because that experience allows people to see what Hood to Coast is like on a microcosm scale. So you can participate in this one, you know, many of the one-day relays we have, whether it's Pacific City or Hood to Coast Washington or the upcoming High Desert, and it's on a Saturday. So you don't have to take off work on Friday, which is unlike Hood to Coast. And you're running 2 legs instead of 3 legs. So for those who don't feel like they're quite ready or don't have the ability to run Hood to Coast and the strenuous nature of what that entails, a one-day relay is a lot more attainable for many people who have, you know, work life, busy schedules, and don't have time to train for Hood to Coast.
Thank you so much for your time. I know we're at the Hawthorne Exchange, and there's a lot of responsibilities that you have during this race, but I just wanted to thank you for your time and appreciate it.
Thank you.